Hey everyone, Mike with OneTut.net here, and today is the 7th video in our HTML Fundamental series, and this video is going to be the last segment of the basic text part of the series. And what I'm going to teach you today is abbreviations, addresses, and citations. So let's open our text editor and create a folder, 6-basic text 5, and we're going to make a new file for that folder, and we're going to save it as index.html like usual. Add our doc type, make our HTML opening and closing tags, our header tags, body tags, and just add a little quick title here. Basic text 5. And in our body, what I'm going to have you guys do is we're going to start out by creating a paragraph. Let's open and close that. And what I'm going to teach you first is the abbreviation, or the ABBR tag. What we're going to do is, let's type a little text in this paragraph first. Now what we're going to type is, what does HTML stand for? And over the HTML, we're going to have an opening and closing ABBR tag around it. So let's type ABBR, and we're going to close that with ABBR again. And let's save this, and let's go into our web browser quick. Let's open this up, and you see nothing has changed. It just looks like a normal paragraph, and that's because the abbreviation tag is for semantics, like most of the other text tags that I've taught you guys, but there is an attribute to that right after ABBR we can add an attribute. It's going to be title, and what that means is when you hover your mouse over this, it's going to have the actual definition of HTML. So let's type the definition: hypertext markup language. Now when you go back to the browser, what it's going to do is we save it, and now you can see in HTML5 what it does is you see those little dots underneath there, and that's the browser's default styling. But what happens is when you hover over it, it shows up hypertext markup language. That's because of the attribute that we added, title, and which is a nice little feature for if you want to show your users an abbreviation that they may or may not know. Say you're creating a tutorial on a language that has an abbreviation like HTML, and or like CSS for example, and you want to show your users what that means. So when they hover their mouse over it, it's going to show them. Now the next thing I want to show you guys is, let's create a line break here. And what I'm going to show you guys is the address tags. And exactly how it sounds, the address tags is address. And they have an opening and closing. And what I'm going to do is, let me type in my address. Mike. Let's type in 666 address lane. Spelt that wrong. And let's type in New York, because that's where I'm from. And let's save this, and we can go back to the web browser again and refresh, and you can see the only thing that really does is italicizes the address, but that doesn't look like a normal address. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a few line breaks in there, and let's add a line break after my name and after my address, but the state we're not going to because it's the last word in the tag. So forgot to save that. So when you refresh, you can see it's on 3 different lines. Now the use for address is because the address is a child tag to the body, and what that means is this is the address for the entire page. This is the contact information for the entire page. Now if this was nested in another tag, that would be the address for or contact information for that element. But since it's a child element of the body tag, that means this is the contact info for the page. And that's the use behind the address tags. So let's go down, let's put a line break in there, and now what I'm going to show you guys quickly is citations. Now say you want to bring up a book on your blog or a movie or anything that requires citing sources from, and you want to show your users it, and you want to properly format the text. What we're going to do, let's create a paragraph and type, my favorite movie is Anchorman. And what it's just like in my last tutorial, when you cite something, it's going to be inside of the cite tags. So when we save this and go back to the web browser, let's refresh. As you can see, it's just a paragraph and it has Anchorman italicized, just like the address. All it does is italicize it, and just like the address tags and the abbreviation tags, all this for is semantics. So that pretty much sums up abbreviation, address, and the cite tags. So thanks for watching this video. Subscribe, like, and I hope you follow along with the rest of the series. And don't forget to check out our forum at www.onetut.net.